Alright, hey, what's up? This is going to be my second stab at doing a commentary. I don't really like them. I don't know, it's kind of the thing to do, but it doesn't really suit my personality, per se. A little brief introduction to the game. I'm running a marathon setup on my sniper. I pretty much dropped all desire to play with sleight of hand. It's a little too easy for me, and not really any bragging intended. I beat most sleight of hand snipers with my marathon. I love the pace of it, and I love the little extra challenge, and the way I play as a gamer, I just love being able to stay on the move constantly, because I am coming from such an aggressive rushing setup. I can't sit back. I've come from like a Quake and Halo gaming background. I do not sit back and camp. I do a lot of M9 action in this, I do believe. They are just so great when your sniper's just not working for you. But what I wanted to talk about was a story that was in my local newspaper. Now, I have been accused of being a little anti-capitalist and biased towards gaming when I talk about the effects it has on society. And I think that it does have negative effects. And people take certain things of gaming too seriously, and the things they should take seriously, they don't, and the things they shouldn't, they obviously do. Now, I'm not saying this has any influence. The person in this story was influenced by the actions or what he can do in a game, but it is Xbox related, and I've never really. It's just interesting to me. About 10 to 20 minutes from my house in another school district, there was a 16-year-old who had a feud, or quote-unquote feud, going on with another 16-year-old in his neighborhood. Now, they didn't like each other, and this boy apparently really didn't like him, and they played Xbox together. Now, I don't know how he got into his games, but he would get into his games, because if I didn't like somebody, they wouldn't be on my friends list. But he was getting into his games somehow and constantly trying to harass him and call him names and just only kill him. And he was confessing to other Xbox gamers that he hated this kid more than anything, and he was pretty much obsessing over it. He hated this kid so much that he went and burned his fucking house down. In real life, just went and burned his house down. Wow. When I read this, I was just astonished, just completely at a loss of words that somebody would go to extremes that much for just because they didn't like somebody. I hate a lot of people, and yeah, people are like, well, hate's a strong word, are you sure? Yes, I fucking hate a lot of people, but I've never thought of burning somebody's house down as a result of it. And I'm just wondering maybe if it was the effects of the video game that led him to do this. Maybe he just was so used to the destruction and aggression in the video games that he couldn't analyze it as a bad idea on a cognitive level, to say, hey, maybe I'm not gonna, maybe it's not a good idea to go and burn this kid's house down. But anywho, he went and bragged on Xbox Live after he did it, and that he wasn't going to get caught. Well, who knows? Because the police came to his house and they questioned him, and then they didn't arrest him. And then he went and bragged about that also. But this is probably the most interesting part of the story, and it'll make you think twice about ever coming clean about anything over the internet. His local police department received numerous tips about him admitting to it and being the one that actually did commit these crimes of arson. And he was ratted out by somebody on Xbox. He thought he could get away with it, and he didn't. He's 16, being tried as an adult, and he's facing, like 15 felonies and misdemeanors, attempted murder, arson, criminal mischief, just all kinds of things of that nature that are terrible. Now, like I said, I don't know what led him to do this. Maybe it was problems at home, but I kind of think maybe it might be a negative influence of the games he's playing. Maybe they're being looked at in the wrong way from the generation, because I grew up in a completely different generation that's going on right now, and it's just interesting to see how they act towards things. It's just something to think about. I thought it was a really interesting story. Sucks for that kid, sucks for the kid that got his house burned down, but I don't know. And I don't know what's going on in this gameplay. Oh, yeah, I'm about to win with my Marathon. And there's the M9 action. And I get a nice little double on these snipers for the win.